Hi there, boys and girls. Today for story time, we're going to read How Leo Learned to Be King by Marcus Pfister. This is the same author that wrote the Rainbow Fish books that we've read before. This week we're talking about letter L, and our animal for the week is the lion. Leo the lion, king of the beasts, woke one day from a nice long nap. He stretched and scratched his back on his throne. That's his chair where he sits. He yawned loudly. Then he opened his jaws wide and let out a blood-curdling roar that shook the entire savannah. Can you roar like a lion? Be quiet, snapped a little warthog who happened to be trotting by. Your ceaseless roaring is getting on my nerves, and you're driving all the animals crazy. The warthog's like a wild pig. Leo couldn't believe his ears. He stared open-mouthed at the warthog. No one had ever dared to speak to him that way. Just, who do you think you are? I am Leo the Invincible, king of the beasts. And with that, Leo tensed to spring at the warthog and strike him down with one powerful paw. Luckily, a water buffalo happened to hear the argument and rushed between them. He was going to get that warthog for talking to him that way. Remember, he's the king. Whoa, hold on a minute, the buffalo said to Leo. We don't need a king of the beasts anymore. We can take care of ourselves. Yeah, piped up the warthog, peeking out from behind the buffalo. Like he said, we animals can make it on our own. Leo gasped and clutched at his heart and moaned, Oh, whatever have I done to deserve this? You were always a lazy show-off, squawked the vulture as he swooped down and snatched Leo's crown. Whatever have you done to deserve to be our king? More and more the animals gathered around, circling around Leo. The rhinoceros, the elephant, the hyena, the zebra, and even the gentle giraffe all talked at once, shouting wildly and trying to make themselves heard in the din. But then they joined together in a chorus. Lazy Leo, you must step down. Get off the throne and give up your crown. None of the animals want him to be their king anymore. There was nothing Leo could do except flee from the rebellious animals. He escaped into the tall grass near a stand of trees. We'll just see how they get along without me, he thought defiantly. But after a while, he had to admit to himself that he had never really done much of anything for the animals. What he really liked to do was just lie around being lazy, being waited on and admired. I deserve to be served because I am king of the beasts, he thought. It has always been this way. Why should it change? Everyone had always brought him things. Day after day, Leo prowled around the savannah, that's the grasslands, wondering how the animals were managing without him. They were managing quite well, in fact. Nobody seemed to even notice he was gone, and all the animals went about their lives as usual. But one afternoon, Leo heard a whimpering sound from one side of the river. He peered through the grass, and there, crouching on the riverbank, was a small mouse. Why are you crying? Asked Leo. The mouse took one look at the huge lion and began to shake and stutter. I just wanted to get to the other side of the big river. Please don't eat me. Remember, a lion is way bigger than a mouse. And what do lions do to mice? Might eat them. Big animals always eat the little animals. Why, this little brook, said Leo. Nothing to it. Just climb on my back and hold on to my mane. The lion crouched down and let the mouse climb aboard, and then took a flying leap across the water. Oh my, said the mouse, slipping down from Leo's back. That was amazing. Thank you very much. It was my pleasure, said Leo. Take care, little mouse. Mouse wouldn't even be a snack for a lion. He would be way too small. A few days later, the lion was walking along when suddenly he felt the earth begin to shake. Leo barely had time to duck behind a bush before a charging rhinoceros thundered by. A lion is no match for a fully grown rhinoceros. He sneezed and shook the dust from his mane. From beyond the bushes, he heard a voice. Hey, Rhino, what are you doing? Surprised, Leo pushed apart the branches of his hiding place, and there was Porcupine, with his quills twitching in a fury. His quills are his spikies. Hey, called the lion, what's wrong? That bellowing beast just trampled my burrow. I just fixed it up. Take it easy, said Leo. I'll help you mend your home. Once his burrow was repaired, the porcupine was much more cheerful. Thank you, he said to the lion. You're very welcome. But now I'm worried about Rhinoceros. I wonder what was bothering him. Why was he so upset? It took quite a while for Leo to find the rhinoceros. He was lying under a tree, stunned and moaning. Right above his two horns was a third horn that had sprung up, a huge pink bump right on his forehead. What happened to you? Asked Leo. The rhino groaned. First, I was stung by a wasp on my bottom, and it hurt so much that I ran and ran. I didn't watch where I was going, and I crashed right into this tree. If you look close, there's a little bump where he got stung, but a bigger bump where he crashed into the tree. Ouch. You gotta watch where you're running. Leo found some moist, cool leaves and used them to cool the bump and take away the sting. You better stay here and rest, he said. I'll come back later to make sure you're all right. That evening, when the animals met at the watering hole as usual, they were telling stories of how helpful the lion had been. Everyone was astonished to hear what had happened with Little Mouse, and the porcupine, and Rhinoceros. That's the kind of king that I'd like to have, trumpeted the elephant. Someone who cares about you. Yes, yes, yelped the hyena. Someone who's kind, someone who notices the smallest of things. That's our kind of king, they all declared. The very next day, the animals went to find Leo, and they brought him back his crown and throne. The water buffalo cleared his throat and spoke in a gruff voice. Leo, we decided we want you back. Will you be our king again? Leo was surprised and very touched. My dear friends, he said, I am delighted that you want me back. It would be a privilege to serve you. And as he looked around, he thought, but I don't need a crown, and I don't need a throne to rule. After all, while I may be king, I'm still just an animal, like each of you. The end. Leo learned how to help other animals. Before, He didn't help anyone. He wanted everybody to do everything for him. But in the story, he learned how to help even the smallest of animals: mouse, porcupine, and the big rhinoceros. Hope you enjoyed the story, How Leo Learned to Be King. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.